Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Cherie, and I'm back with another video. Yes, another one. Thank you. And today we're going to be talking about how to be that girl. So you guys know I had to put that energy into this video, because so I have notes. If you see me looking down, I will be looking in my notes because I want to make sure I hit all of the bullet points. I've been studying this topic. A lot of people have told me I should do a video on this topic. So here we are. I got the notes. Let's get to it, okay? But first, let's make sure we get a drink, okay? Cheers to that. Welcome to the life of luxury. Welcome to the life of luxury. I know you gon' love what you see. I know you gon' love what you see. Go ahead, hit subscribe. Go ahead, hit subscribe. Go ahead, hit that like. Go ahead, hit that like. So, how to be that girl? I don't think it's really a cookie cutter answer. Honestly, I feel like when it comes to being that girl, it's something that either comes naturally or something that you acquire by just being around that girl energy. So I really do truly believe like moving to Atlanta put me around that girl energy. And I love that for me. Shout out to my cousin Nicole. She's that girl Nikki on Instagram. Go follow her. Shout out to her because she definitely has been that girl for as long as I've known her. Okay. And just being around her since moving to Atlanta has really elevated my mind, elevated my experiences, my standards. And so I truly believe that being around that girl energy makes you that girl. But what also makes you that girl are some of the things that we're going to talk about today. So these are some tips. If you aren't able to be around that girl energy, if you're trying to be that girl in your friend group, baby, you are in the right place to start strong. Okay. Speaking of strong, let me take a sip. Ooh. Today I'm drinking a margarita. It's a homemade margarita. I didn't follow any instructions. It actually might not even be a margarita. I just mixed some stuff together. So I put vodka, I put margarita mix, skinny margarita mix or light margarita mix, and grenadine. And this is really good. So try it at home. How to be that girl. Step number one, rule number one, tip number one, whatever you want to think of it as. Not necessarily rules or regulations or laws, but honey, let me tell you, the closer you are to checking all of these off, the more likely you'll be that girl. So first things first, make your own money. Y'all, let me put this down. I cannot stress this enough. Being that girl does not mean that you got a man who take care of you and take care of everything and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to work. All you have to do is be pretty and have sex with your man. That is not being that girl. That is not. I don't know what that is. I can't think of the word for it. And if I did think of the word for it, it would probably be kind of derogatory. So I'm going to come up with a better word and I'll put it on the screen. Okay. But yeah, don't be that girl. Don't be the girl who lives off their parents, then lives off their man, then gets a roommate because they couldn't work with their man. And now they taking advantage of their roommate. Can't be a good friend because you always got your hand out. Make your own bread, please, people. Please. I'm telling you, it's gonna set you apart when it comes to dating, when it comes to making friends, when it comes to your family relationships. It's gonna make all of that 10 times better if you are making your own money. You can have your own experiences. You can bring value to other people. Of course, you can be valuable to people, even if you're not, making money at the moment. You can still be valuable in some ways, but long term, I think the best way to be valuable for yourself, for your partner, and for your family is to make your own money, period. Point blank, period. Okay. And that brings me into number two. Number two is depend on no one for accountability. It kind of bounces off of number one. It's like, I truly feel like if you are going to hold yourself accountable and be disciplined, consistent with reaching those goals, setting new goals, I feel like that is what makes you that girl, period, point blank. If I don't go no further, if you can do those two things, make your own money and hold yourself accountable and not depend on other people to hold you accountable, girl, you are going to 180 your entire life. You're going to stand out from the crowd and you're going to make yourself proud every single day that you wake up and you set out to accomplish those goals. Okay, don't depend on your mom, don't depend on your boyfriend, girlfriend to say, hey, get up, babe, you gotta be at work, hurry up, come on, you gotta be at work. And don't try to blame people for your mishaps and your mistakes and your downfalls. If you're always late and you procrastinate, that's on you. Don't blame them for not waking you up. That's not fair to them. You know, if you say, I want to go to the gym, don't blame your partner for not going to the gym. You didn't go to the gym. You have to be disciplined enough to take yourself to the gym, to tell yourself, hey girl, you need to go to the gym. Let's just go ahead and move on to number 3, because I feel like I drove home number 2 really, really well. If you didn't pick up what I was putting down, comment down below. Number 3, improve your mental self and your mental health. Y'all, I cannot stress how important it is to focus on improving your mental health every day that you wake up. I don't know who you believe in, whether it be God or not, but every day that you wake up, you need to be taking time to yourself, whether it be breathing exercises, working out, getting therapy, meditating, stretching, walking, jogging, like whatever it looks like to you, for you to have time to yourself. That is very important. So if you want to be that girl, you need to make sure that you are that girl mentally. Okay, period, point blank. You can't be that girl physically. You can't be that girl financially if you're not that girl mentally. So start with that. Start with taking time to yourself and meditating, breathing exercises, and therapy. I promise you it'll take you far. Let's go ahead and move on to number 4, because I don't want to bore you guys. So number 4 is improving your body. So I already touched on this one in the last point, but let me just elaborate. So when you're improving your body, you're literally improving your entire life. The way you think and process things, the way you pass anxiety, the way you get through depression, the way you handle situations with people and handle things with yourself, your own dilemmas. All of those things come from and start with having good body health. Any type of food that you're putting in your body needs to be nourishing your body. If you don't know what's nourishing and what's not, Google it. If you don't know what's good for your body, Google it. If you don't know what's making you bloated or inflamed or break out in hives or sneeze or making your throat swell, if you don't know, seek that knowledge. Go to an endocrinologist, go to an allergy specialist, whatever the case may be, so that you can do everything that you can to make your body operate at 100%. When your body is operating at 100%, your life will be so much different. You're not going to be lazy. You're not going to procrastinate. You're not going to think negative. You're going to be much more active, much more positive and optimistic. So I promise you, this is a huge, 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 huge thing when it comes to being that girl. All right, let's move on to the next point. The next point is improve your relationships and your boundaries. So this kind of comes from improving your mental self, because when you have a good relationship with self, then you're able to translate that into your relationship with others. So when your relationship with yourself is good, when you're consistent and you are disciplined and you're showing up for yourself the way that you want to, you're setting goals, you're reaching goals, you're setting new goals, you're holding yourself accountable for being up on time, things like that. Those types of things are boundaries within self. You're not going to let yourself slide too many days without going to the gym when you have boundaries set for yourself. You're not going to let yourself stay in toxic situations for too long when you have boundaries for self and your relationship with yourself has been worked upon and healed. So those things carry over into your relationships with others. If you have a boyfriend or a spouse, then these things are going to translate over into that relationship. So if you're not consistent in what you're saying to what you're doing with self, then what you say is not going to be what it is with spouse or with whoever your significant other is. If you are letting yourself go, you're probably not going to hold your partner accountable if you see them letting themselves go. If you are lying to yourself and being delulu, you're probably not going to be able to call out your family and friends the way you probably should when they're lying to themselves and being delulu. So then you're losing that part of being valuable as a friend or as a partner because you're not even able to do it with yourself, so you can't do it with them. I hope this makes sense, and I hope you guys are following me. This is a big part of being that girl, because when you're showing up as that girl in other people's lives, you have to make sure that you have shown up as that girl in your own life, or else it's going to be hypocritical. People are not going to listen. They're going to be like, yeah, okay, you telling me I need to see a therapist, you don't go to therapy. So make sure that your actions are aligning with your words, and make sure that those things are consistent with self and with others. And that's going to elevate your entire life more than you know. Let's move on. So the next point is show up as the best version of yourself in every situation, every scenario, every event. It doesn't matter if you're having a bad day, you woke up late, whatever the case may be. Show up as your best self. So whatever that looks like to you, it may be different than what it looks like to me. So for example, if I wake up late, I'm not going to wake up and throw something on and run to work. That makes no sense. I'm going to walk into work frazzled and disheveled, most likely. And I'm going to regret that I just threw something on, because now I'm at work looking tacky and crusty. My breath stank, hair not done. That's insane. Why would I do that? I'm already late. The best thing to do in that particular scenario would be, if I'm late, go ahead and let them know at the job or wherever I'm going, hey, I'm going to be running about, if you're already 10 minutes late, tell them you're going to be running 30 minutes late. That way you have some time to go fix your hair, brush your teeth, and get dressed and get there looking the best version of yourself. That's just one example, but this same thing can apply to everything across the board. So if you're going to an interview, even if you already have the job in the bag, still show up as the best version of yourself. Even if you're just going to a pop-up shop and you're just going, oh, I'm just gonna stroll in and see. Before you go to that pop-up shop, is your hair done? Is your face done? Last but not least, on my list of how to be that girl tips, rest and relaxation / self-care. That's literally how I wrote it down. Y'all, overworking yourself gets you, it'll get you somewhere. I can't say it gets you nowhere. It'll get you somewhere, but it's definitely going to get you exhausted, bags under your eyes, irritated with people, just so many different things that come with overworking and overstimulating and pushing yourself, overextending. Please, you guys, please, please, please. I put this last on the list. Everybody else puts this first. They think that being that girl is all about drinking wine and going to wineries and coffee shops and soft life and not having to work and all of this. But that's not what it's about, okay? That's not what being that girl is. That's just what it looks like on social media. Sip to that. I put this one last because the other ones are, I feel like they're more important. I still touched on mental health, but I want to touch on self-care specifically. Whatever self-care looks like to you, whether it's taking a bubble bath, whether it's taking off a day from work sometimes, whether it's doing your own nails or going to the nail shop, doing your own hair or going to the hair shop, please, please, please make sure you guys, you are doing those things. Because if you sacrifice the self-care for the success, if you sacrifice the self-care for relationships with other people, if you sacrifice the self-care for money, kids, husband, you're not going to be able to show up as the best version of yourself. You're going to be resentful, pessimistic, tired. That's not fair to other people. It's not fair to yourself. It's not fair to your goals that you've set for yourself, because you're not even able to chase your goals the way that you want to, because you're going to be so tired, so exhausted that you may give up on your goals, or you may feel like, oh, I'm doing all of this work and nothing is paying off. It's never paying off. I get up, I go to work every day. Nothing is ever paying off. I don't get anything out of the things that I'm doing on an everyday basis. And you're going to feel like that if you're not taking time for self-care. I myself can say that I have been there before. I've felt like, oh, I'm just so overworked. I'm so overwhelmed. And not only am I overworked and overwhelmed, but I'm not getting the payout and the reward that I want to. But that's because I wasn't prioritizing myself and my self-care. And when I took a step back and I said, you know what? Yes, I'm working hard, but that doesn't mean that that's all I have to do. I can work hard and play hard too. I can work hard and self-care hard too. So I want you to consider that. I submit that to you. I hope that you receive that. I know that being that girl just sounds like a lot of work and a lot of, networking and doing your makeup every day and keeping your nails and hair done and getting a Starbucks coffee every day, but that's not really what it is, you guys. So I hope I debunked some of those myths when it comes to being that girl. I hope you got some good advice, some good tips on how to be that girl. Even if you just take away one thing that I said, I feel like this video was valuable to you, to someone, and that's all that matters. So I appreciate you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. I love you guys so much, and above all, the only thing that really matters is God loves you. Remember that. And I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Mwah. Bye.